Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Carly.
And I'm Ange.
And today we're watching Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 5.
So today we've got our daily dose of depression. Carly and I speak about Geto probably 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And just theorizing whether or not he can somehow be good, but I don't think he can.
Every time we listen to the OP, which is like a lot,
Yep.
we're just angry at the situation more than anything.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a range of emotions that it brings out of me.
Yeah, we have heard that there's going to be a break after this, but it's a longer break than I thought. I think there's like a 3-week break.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
maybe like 1 or 2 weeks.
No, so I'm pretty sure there's a 3-week break after this.
Okay.
Does that mean we're going to lose the OP? Because that would be about right. My favorite OP that has graced the channel only gets 5 episodes.
It actually would like make sense because it's like a new arc, I suppose.
Yeah, because this is the last episode of the flashback arc. Now, there's quite a few things to talk about in the discussion. I think we'll do like a slightly longer discussion at the end of the video. But we've really enjoyed these episodes going back, getting a little bit of a backstory for Geto.
Yeah, we've seen a completely new side to him.
Yeah, same with Gojo as well. And I think we'll go into more detail about what we thought of the writing and stuff like that this season, so far at least. In this first arc.
It's kind of crazy because this first arc gives you so much more insight to season 1 and 0 that like you just had no idea about.
Yeah.
The writer had to be so patient to wait for season 2 to come out for us all to be like, what? Like,
yeah,
this
now
is
you
crazy.
see.
It's such a big payoff.
I don't know if you wrote it in that order though, in the manga. I'm not entirely sure. That would be interesting, potentially. I'm not entirely sure though.
Okay, true.
But yeah, if someone can just rip off the band-aid and tell me whether or not we're going to lose this OP, because I'm going to say it, I don't care if it's based. This is my favourite OP, at least the song. It is.
You have to love it. It's got the summertime vibes to it and everything.
I listen to the song way too much.
With a hint of depression.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfectly balanced.
But also, if you guys are interested in getting the full uncut reaction to this episode, I'll leave a link to our Patreon down below.
Also, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It would really help us out.
But anyway, should we get into it?
Let's get into it.
I think the episode's called Premature Death. It's disgusting.
Yep. Getting that sponsorship in.
That's what we say in the first season.
Yeah.
Not if he has a blindfold on.
Not his brain.
Oh, that was cool.
Sick. Domain expansion.
We saw his teleportation as well.
Taking it rough. To say the least.
So Gojo's been doing everything.
Aww.
Shit.
Already started.
Gojo didn't see the red flags.
I don't think you would assume what's about to happen. This is like that opening scene. He referred to maggots there too, didn't he?
Yeah, that exact quote.
Yeah.
Them people really got under his nerves
It's
too.
like he was doing it for them and they were celebrating her death.
She's really struggling with it. Look at him.
Yeah.
No, man. I won't accept it.
Can we go back to the fun in the sun segment? Yeah, that clapping is haunting him big time. Those assholes.
Toji
Still
as well.
good people. That's what Toji referred to them as, right?
Yeah. Hello.
Is this that same woman in season
Yeah, she just said the
flashback?
same thing. Wait, press pause. What's the quote she said? What woman is your type?
Yeah, this is the woman.
That's the woman on the bike.
Yeah, that
Todo.
was in Todo's flashback.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
She's looking fantastic.
Well, I mean, yeah. Aww.
I think he's thinking with his eyes.
Yuki.
Okay. Oh,
Special
shit.
grade.
Her face quickly changed.
Just thinking big.
Yeah, but that sounds impossible. That's why he was so bloody strong.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw that. Superhuman vibes.
Yeah, Toji upended the whole bloody plot of the show. But
oh, is this why he wants to eliminate humans in the future?
yeah, it links into this conversation. She's giving some shit advice.
The clapping man. It's such a good addition to this scene. Getting louder.
Almost sounds like the rain as well.
Yeah.
Dang, he's really been wrestling with it.
Yeah.
I feel like she could have handled the conversation a little bit better.
I feel like he probably needed someone else during that moment of need.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Oh, okay. I didn't expect that to be dealt with like that.
He's really struggling. I've never seen Nanami like that.
Mm-hmm. It's you!
Hey!
He died!
Are you gonna just put it in like that? Nanami was like really shook. Did you see that?
No wonder. His best friend. Such a shame that like these cases are just like furthering his ideals, you know.
Yeah, but he's turning into the Geto we knew from Zero. Oh my gosh, this is a little dark.
Emphasis on that blue we saw at the end of last episode too. Oh.
I've never seen Gojo that rattled as well.
He looks so much like the season bloody 1 Geto. Gosh, she seems pretty chill considering what's happened.
What the heck is Gojo gonna say to him?
So much emotion in his voice right now.
Look at the direction, man.
Oh, wow.
Oh shit, that's deep.
Yeah, he understands his true strength.
Gojo lets him go for so long. What the heck?
He can't.
No.
Not yet.
His best mate. Couldn't do it that easy. Like, what do I do with all of this strength?
Mm-hmm. Is the toy a clue?
No, these girls were from Zero. They were grown up, I think. He's forming his crew now. Like, he's got the same outfit.
Clapping is more focused. Oh!
Did Toji really have that much influence? Oh, Megumi.
Oh! Oh!
It's where he recruits him.
Yeah.
They're doing recruiting of their own, both of them, both the characters. Him and Geto.
Yeah, he has a very uninterested look on his face. That's his sister, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Different mums. That's all he cares about.
And that's how he... That's how he convinced him?
Yeah. Gonna need him. Oh!
There they are.
Wow, emotional.
I gotta remind him of what he had with his friends.
Aww.
And so now I'm gonna be in the shits. Now I'm gonna be sad the whole day. We knew that it was leading to this point. I thought the episode was actually extremely good, even though there wasn't a whole lot of action. The way it was directed was really impressive.
Yeah, I think like the most impressive element for me was the clapping.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
The use of that in the background during that conversation with, was her name Yuki?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Like just discerning those two options he had. Like, do I go after the non-sorcerers? Do I not? And then also at the end, when he was like creating his cult with the two girls, how it was more harmonious sort of clapping, like
Yeah, the clapping was used very well, almost as like a trigger for his trauma, I would say.
like a reminder, like the reason he's
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah, but what I liked about the episode is they made it very clear, and you kind of, I feel, oblivious to this fact when you first see Geto, especially in Zero, is that Geto's actual reason for doing everything hasn't changed. He's still like, you know how he's always telling Gojo protect the weak and all of that? He just now considers the Jujutsu sorcerers weak.
Oh, I see.
Do you see that? Do you see what they're trying to get at there? It's like, and that was represented with those two girls there, because they were sorcerers, right? And I'm 95% sure that they were the ones in Zero.
I do remember two girls now.
Yeah, do you remember them?
Yes.
Yeah, I found them so annoying. So I remembered. I commented on it so many times, I think, in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he killed all those people in that village because their fear of the girls being different created all the curses.
Yes.
They actually had a really good explanation for the cursed spirits and stuff like that, I noticed.
Yeah.
I feel like they explain things a lot better in season 2 than season 1.
Or maybe we're just like
getting used to it.
Understanding the premises more of season 1 now, and it's just like furthering our knowledge and understanding.
Okay, I think you're right. Yeah. So there were a whole lot of curses born due to the fear of these two girls. So what did Geto do? He went there and he protected the girls who he considered like they were caged up.
But I think Yuki was a really important part of this episode because...
Yeah.
And I know I'm going to get so many corrections because during the reaction I was like, oh, they're opposite, but I just misunderstood. I thought she was saying that she wants to get rid of all of like the sorcerers, but what she was actually saying was she wants to
destroy the root
hit
cause.
This, at the root of the cause, which is humans create the curses.
Yeah.
But she was saying she didn't have the guts to go and cull all the humans.
Yes.
So she was asking Geto.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, she's giving pretty shit advice.
God.
Like, she wasn't the person that he needed to talk to at the time.
Nah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. But they tied some things in really well to the first season. Like, and this is not just bias because Nanami is, my guy, my favorite character. His brief appearance in this episode was quite shocking because, for one, the voice actor was so good just in that little stint there. He was shook to the core, and we've never seen Nanami like that. Nanami's this cool, calm, collected dude, right?
Yeah.
And it makes so much sense now why he's so, like, cold with people like Yuji. You see,
right,
you see, like,
everything's making so much sense.
Yeah, it makes so much sense now.
Well, he actually was quite caring with Yuji, like, understanding that he was still a child and everything like that.
Yeah, but he was still cold with him and distant and stuff like that every now and then too.
Yeah. An interesting thing about this episode was Nanami and Gojo both lost their best friends. I'm assuming that Yu was really important to Nanami, obviously, by his reaction. I can assume that he was best friends.
For sure.
But I think this is what might push Nanami away from, like, Jujutsu High now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, all of it was tied up in this episode, which is really cool. Like, a lot of the things that we didn't have too much context to in the first season, like even Megumi's way into Jujutsu High was, like, shown clearly exactly what happened with him and Gojo there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gojo just didn't have the stomach to stop Geto. And, years later, this is years later.
Yeah, when it got just so bad.
Yeah, he had to step in.
Because at this point, I'm sure it was brand new for Gojo that Geto had made this decision.
He couldn't believe it.
He maybe thought that Geto might come around, he might change after this. He might change back. Like, it was probably holding on to that hope. So killing him probably just seemed like so incredibly impossible for Gojo.
Especially considering that Geto was Gojo's moral compass, and like he would have been thinking, no, that can't be Geto. Geto always wants to do the right thing. It's me that wants to do the wrong thing.
Yeah. Their conversation at the end was so interesting. How Geto was like, you say what I'm doing is impossible, but it's something you could easily do, no? Like, he was really understanding Gojo's powers and things like that. And it was like the whole understanding of like his reasoning, and yes, this is possible. And at the end there, Geto was like questioning Gojo, like,
what are you going to do with this power?
Yeah, but also he was like, oh, you can't kill me because, what did he say? It was like because there's a reason to. When Gojo was the one saying there's no reason to kill the humans.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah, just very interesting.
There were some really deep conversations that these characters were having in this episode. I thought the saddest part was right at the end. Like, Gojo's... See, that's what you don't know in season 1.
I see a different Gojo now.
Yeah, 100% you see a different Gojo.
And he was like smiling with the...
Yeah, because he sees what he used to have with, his old classmates, with Geto and Shoko there, but...
Damn it!
Yeah. I have to give praise to Mappa and the author, because I really think JJK took it up a notch, even though this is only a 5-episode stint. It was very, very good. This is what I wanted to talk about at the start. But the way that they kind of added so much more to the characters that were already established somewhat was really impressive. And it's kind of like we almost got 3 fresh starts to the story. Like we had in season 1, we had like Yuji and Megumi and Nobara there. Then in JJK 0, it was Yuta, Maki and all them. Like Yuji wasn't even in it. And then at the start of season 2, it was like Gojo, Geto, and Shoko. Like, there's so many fresh takes on the story.
Yeah.
But it all comes together really nicely. It's actually very clever writing, and it's a way to keep you, like, really invested in the story and the characters, because it's almost like there's not even a main character.
Yeah.
Yeah, like...
Oh, yeah, true.
I think I said that in season 1. I'm pretty sure I said that Yuji doesn't feel like a main character. No disrespect to Yuji. We like Yuji. I'm just saying...
it's not a matter of that.
Yeah. No, not at all. It's just the way that it's kind of... Like, the story's been set up. And I think that in these 5 episodes, they really had these characters fleshed out extremely well. And a lot of the things that happen in season 1 ties in really beautifully to the start of this season.
Yeah. 100% agree.
It's really funny because...
What's funny?
No, it is, Carly. You're going to laugh at this because, every time we saw Geto in season 1 and JJK 0 and he had that smile on his perfect face. That's all the things that we loved. They're all the things we loved about him in season 2. It's like, I was cursing him, pun intended, because... Like, he just had this carefree look on his face. But that's almost like what he actually was like when he was a good guy. And I guess that kind of signifies that he didn't actually change that much.
You know what it signifies?
What?
Oh my gosh. This might be completely wrong, but it's just something that I thought of. It's like the first person that he culled was like the human inside of him.
Interesting.
Like, his humanity was gone. If you really think about the difference between Geto smiling at the start of season 2 and Geto smiling afterwards, what's the difference there?
Yeah.
His humanity is gone.
Yeah, and he's like... He just redefined the same ideals that he had. That's what he did. He just switched it from... the weak are the non-Jujutsu sorcerers to now the weak are the Jujutsu sorcerers and I need to protect them.
I think the reason why I'm so okay with this, like, immediate switch for Geto is because I understand his point of view so incredibly well. That conversation he had with Yuki, just explained it so well to me.
Yeah, but they also did some time jumps too, and they had that
Yeah.
thing with the village. I think they may have spoken about that in season 1 or JJK 0. I do know that they spoke about him killing over 100 people or something like that. I don't know if it was told to us about his parents and stuff like that. That was
brutal, right?
Yeah, that was intense shit. Yeah, all because of Toji. Pretty much all because of Toji. Yeah.
Him and Yuki. Shit.
Well, obviously, he was thinking about things a lot.
Yeah.
He was really wrestling with it. It has really turned Geto into a pretty, or a very well-written villain.
100% agree.
Which is the complete opposite to what we thought originally. But I think that Geto in season 1 is not Geto. I'm still...
Yeah. Obviously, we saw him die in 0.
Yeah.
Spoiler. If you haven't seen 0.
No, they would have seen 0. But yeah, we didn't see it, but we...
assumed as much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the direction in this episode was really, really good too. Quite surprising, actually. Not to say that JJK can't be deep. Like, it's shown us that it can be very cleverly written, and Mappa are very, very talented. Like, we know they're such a good studio. But yeah, the use of the rain, the clapping, all of that. Like, the clapping was there, but then it also sounded like the rain that was going on. It was like that storm, and then it cleared up.
My favorite part.
Yeah, then it cleared up when he started to really hone into what he wanted.
Yeah. Dang. And then, like, the clapping again at the end, that, like, rhythmic clapping.
Yeah.
It was like culty sort of music, a culty rhythm, if that's a thing.
Yeah, he, like, turned that trauma into, like, almost his
motivation.
Yeah, that's right.
His meaning.
My heart breaks for Gojo, though, at the end.
Oh, dang. It's like he woke up from the dream. It's like he was remembering what we saw in those 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a flashback.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, those 3 there reminded him of those times.
Yeah.
Yeah, very well done. These 5 episodes have been fantastic. Albeit depressing that Geto now, we can't love him anymore.
I understand why the manga readers were so upset with us in season 1 when we were just hating on Geto, like, non-stop.
Even in 0, you got to go back and have a look. Like, we were slamming this dude big time. Like, really big.
Yeah.
So just quickly revisiting that scene with Nanami and Haibara and Geto, that almost would have, like, solidified that for Geto as well. That would have been adding to that swell of emotion that he was going through.
Yeah, it was definitely like a combination of things that were happening at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't think were coincidental. That sort of stuff happens all the time, That's why Geto was so like, I'm out of here. But Geto was also talking with Haibara before Yuki came along, right?
Yeah.
And Haibara was like sort of ignorant, like happy-go-lucky sort of guy.
Yeah.
Really positive. And I think Geto was like warning him almost. He was like, you can't really see what's in front of you.
No.
Because he said, I'm a good judge of character. Haibara said that.
Yeah.
And Geto was like, you're sitting next to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I think the reason Nanami was quite protective over Yuji in season 1 was maybe for like the same reason, because Yuji is a bit similar to Haibara.
Oh, they're very similar. Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And so he probably felt the need to protect him.
Yeah, definitely.
In season 1.
We had to come back because we almost forgot our bloody news segment.
We did actually forget to film the MVP.
The MVP of the episode. This is a really hard one. Now, Carly was explaining to me before, she's like, the MVP doesn't have to be someone who does a nice act.
Of course not. It's the hero or the standout character of the episode.
Yeah, the standout character, I think, is the best way to describe it. The character that drew us in the most, or had us the most immersed in what they were doing in the episode.
Yeah.
And that was clearly, for me, Geto.
Same as me.
Unfortunately, it might be the last time he is the MVP.
That just contradicts what you said before.
It doesn't.
Because you don't reckon we'll see him again.
No, not really. I mean, whatever this imposter is in season 1, I mean, they call him Geto, so maybe he will feature on this again. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think the MVP of this episode has to be Geto, just how well written he is as a character. And he was very, very easy to understand as a villain this episode.
I like how they just made it so incredibly easy for us to understand his motives.
Yep.
This was like the perfect explanation and setup for him as a character.
Yeah, because I remember us saying at the end of the last episode, I think, that we didn't want it rushed and we wanted to see more of how he turned into a villain. But the thing is, Geto doesn't really change. He mainly just shifts some of his ideology and just, like, aims it at different people now. I think the quote we'll use is that really deep line that he said to Gojo in the conversation that they had towards the end of the episode. What did he say? Are you powerful because you're Gojo, or are you Gojo because you're powerful? Something like that, right? I didn't quote it that well, but it was something along those lines.
Yeah, I'm just so incredibly sad to see the brothers, like, going in their different directions now. The opening song, I don't think I can ever watch it again. I don't think I can ever watch it again. Just seeing, like, Geto and Gojo on the bloody bike at the beach.
Cruel.
Just makes me, like, it just makes me angry.
No, it makes me angry as well. And that was my favorite OP, and it's the shortest OP that we're going to get, I guess. I mean, in terms of its lifespan.
Yeah.
If you guys had a different MVP, let us know. I'm sure some people might say Gojo as well.
You think so?
Well, Gojo kind of was strong enough to let his best friend go. I mean, it depends which way you look at it, but I'm saying Gojo used to use Geto as a moral compass and was susceptible to do the wrong thing. You know, he always thought what Geto says, that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And he's put that aside. He's had to let go of his friendship to do the right thing. So some people might argue that it's Gojo.
I would probably say MVP or runners up is Yuki.
Okay.
Yeah, she, like, paved the way.
In terms of impact on the story, yeah, I think you're right.
I'm sure this change in Geto was inevitable, but she probably sped things up.
Yeah. That's what I loved about the episode. They didn't just have the one event that changed Geto. They showed multiple.
Yeah.
What did they show? So obviously it started with Toji and Rico, right? That's how it started. That's where the trauma began. Then it was the religious group, they're clapping, all of that sort of stuff. And that started to get him thinking. And then the conversation he had with Yuki added to it. The conversation with Haibara's death.
Yeah.
All that sort of shit. The two girls that were getting treated like shit, treated like monsters, caged up, and he kind of like rescued them. That all culminated into the person we saw in JJK Zero. And I reckon we're gonna get really emotional if we watch that movie again, honestly.
I'm not watching it again. That's it. One hit wonder for me.
You know what, Carly? I think when Gojo went up to Geto to kill him, we were so rapt. We were so happy.
It disgusts me.
Yeah.
It disgusts me.
Yeah.
That we just didn't know.
No, and we didn't know how hard it actually was for Gojo at the time. I just love it because Gojo, for me, in the first season, he was like this iconic character that I liked. But all of this gives so much more depth to Gojo's character too.
Yeah.
Which is really cool to see. But those 5 episodes were really, really good. I'm glad we watched season 1. I kind of watched 0. Like, I had to look through our edit again in order to re-upload the movie reaction. So I'm kind of happy that I was refreshed when it comes to JJK. It really immersed me that whole heap more. Like, little details like the girls being from JJK 0, all that sort of stuff I wouldn't have gotten if I didn't watch it again.
Even Yuki, I wouldn't have remembered if I didn't watch season 1 recently.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we only watched it a couple of weeks ago, so...
She was so brief in season 1.
Yeah, exactly. She literally had like a couple of scenes, but they remind you with the dialogue that she had there.
Yes.
Yeah, but...
Straight away.
Yeah, that was really, really good. In terms of what we're going to upload in the break, those 3 weeks that JJK has off, we'll probably react to the ending, I think, in one of those 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then maybe the other 2 could be, we were talking about watching some of the old school Dragon Ball Z movies. There are a couple that you guys have asked Carly to watch, so we might do that as well. And then we'll return as soon as JJK comes back.
Yeah, that week. Thank you so much for watching our reaction. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. It would really help us out. For early access to all of our reactions, you can support us on Patreon if you'd like. And yeah, thank you so much again. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!